Chapter 5: Ghost in the System. Detective Frank Smith stared at the water stain on his bedroom ceiling. It vaguely resembled a distorted continent, maybe Australia. He'd napped its coastline countless times in the suffocating hours between midnight and dawn. Sleep was a traitor, refusing his summons. It wasn't the scene at Turtle Creek that kept him awake. 20 years on the force, 15 in homicide, had taught him how to compartmentalize the worst of the job. The routines, the reports, the official conclusions. Even the memory of the boy in the ambulance, those wide, impossibly old eyes, didn't fully explain the weight in his chest. What haunted him was what came after. The silence, no urgent calls from the district attorney. No captain demanding progress updates, no pressure at all. The machinery of justice, usually loud, grinding, relentless, had simply stopped. The case had moved with unsettling speed, processed, categorized, closed. The system satisfied. When Frank had pushed for more time, more resources, more answers, the response had been brief and final. Case is closed. File it and move on. Frank knew the language. Stand down. Don't dig. Don't ask questions you aren't meant to hear answers to. That kind of quiet didn't mean resolution. It meant protection. And Frank Smith wasn't built to ignore instincts. Now, in the pre-dawn haze of his small apartment above a detached garage, he sat hunched over his personal laptop. The place smelled faintly of old coffee and long nights alone. Plugged into the USB port was a plain black flash drive, something he wasn't technically supposed to have. The screen glowed to life. One folder appeared. Recovered data. Haverly device partial. Most of the files were useless, corrupted, unreadable. Whatever system had been in place had wiped itself clean almost instantly. Almost. One encrypted folder had survived, locked, extinct, hidden, untouchable. But a single preview image remained. Frank opened it. The password prompt appeared, then the preview pane flickered. A photograph, dimly lit, taken quickly, a mirror reflection in what looked like a hotel room. A man sat on the edge of an unmade bed, turned away from the mirror, shirtless, head cropped from the frame, but his back was clear and the tattoos were unmistakable. Intricate patterns across the shoulders, a lion's head, geometric shapes. Script Frank couldn't read, and centered between the shoulder blades, a large, ornate letter. J. Frank stopped breathing. He knew that ink. Everyone in the city did. It appeared in magazine spreads, music videos, charity galas, social media posts, seen by millions. Jeremiah Knox, the city's golden boy, the public crusader, the untouchable name. The silence in the apartment changed. It wasn't empty anymore. It vibrated. This wasn't just a lone vigilante. This wasn't just bureaucratic shutdown. This was a connection. A doorway into a world where power didn't just protect itself. It operated in the shadows. Frank leaned back in his chair. The ceiling stain no longer mattered. The quiet investigation was over. Now it was war, and he was dangerously outgunned. First, the flash drive had to go back, unnoticed. He drove to the station before dawn, checking his mirrors more than once, telling himself it was nothing, just nerves. Inside, the building was quiet. A young rookie, Marvin Knight, sat near evidence lockup. They exchanged small talk, sports, nothing important. Frank signed the register, took the key, moved through rows of sealed boxes and tagged bags. Everything was where it should be. He returned the drive exactly as he'd found it. No disturbance, no questions. When he locked the gate and handed back the keys, his pulse finally slowed. Driving home, relief washed over him, briefly, because he knew what came next. Soon, he would start knocking on doors no one wanted opened. And hornets never liked being disturbed.